not removed in time, not to mention surviving on a deserted island. Even the most basic food is a problem. So he made a bold decision to use the ice skates against his wisdom teeth, then picked up a rock and aimed at the other end of the ice skates and smashed it down. The next day, the man woke up and went to the courier he had collected. Since it was undeliverable, he might as well open it and see if there was a satellite phone inside. Inside the first delivery were several videotapes from Japan. The second was a divorce decree, and then a volleyball signed by a soccer player. The man couldn't think of any use for it. Luckily, the fourth delivery was a leopard print dress that could be used as a fishing net to catch small fish. Next, he was going to open the last package, but looking at the wings on the package, the man hesitated because it gave him hope that he could go home. However, he would never have guessed that the package contained a satellite phone. After unpacking the package, the man continued to work. He wove a tripod out of wood and put a leaky life valve on it to serve as a roof. Then he flattened the cardboard box and laid it on the ground as a bed, and he had a small home. The man then unraveled his leopard print skirt and made a simple net out of black yarn. But to his embarrassment, the fish he caught were not only pitifully small, but also tasted horribly foul. So he turned to crabs, but he never expected that when he broke off the crab pincers and brought them to his mouth, he found that the meat of the raw crab was flowing out like a big snot, which made it hard for him to swallow. Nothing tastes good without a fire. So he started to imitate the TV show of drilling wood for fire. He tore up a cardboard box and put it on a tree trunk and then frantically rubbed the stick with both hands. But after a day and a night of work, he didn't get any sparks. The man was very frustrated because it looked so simple on TV, but it wasn't the same when he did it himself. He had no choice but to use the coconut meat to satisfy his hunger. But just as he was poking the coconut meat with a stone knife, he suddenly thought of another solution. He scraped some wood shavings from the coconuts, intending to use friction to generate heat to ignite the coconut threads. But due to carelessness, the sharp stick pierced his palm. The man was so devastated that he threw away the wood in his hand and smashed the objects around him to vent his long-suppressed emotions. But after venting, the man still have to face the reality. After all, anger cannot solve the problem. He picked up the log again and wrapped a rag around the top of the stick to try to start a fire. Under the constant friction of the wood, the ignition soon became white smoke, and the man hurriedly squatted down and blew on it. And finally a small fire started. So 4 years passed and the man had become a savage, more and more skillful at fishing, and survival was no longer a problem for him. But the loneliness he experienced day after day gradually broke him down and he even thought of giving up. But when he thought of his wife and children waiting for him at home, he had the motivation to live again. Until this morning a strange sound woke him up. He carefully went out to check and found that it was a piece of old iron. But this useless piece of iron became the man's hope to escape from the island.